For the first time in the history of Global Champions League, the entire league moved north into Scandinavia, to Stockholm, the Swedish capital. The league was welcomed by a sold-out stadium of more than 7,000 people. A knowledgeable and enthusiastic crowd in a sold-out stadium created a unique atmosphere that took the league to the next level. After the stage in Cannes, Shanghai Swans still had the prime spot on the rankings, as they have had the entire season. Miami Celtics had overtaken Saint-Tropez Pirates for second place. At the other end of the scale, New York Empire and Valkenswaard United were struggling to move up in the ranks, with Doha Falcons sitting in last. But first, let's have a look back at what happened in round 1 of the Global Champions League of Stockholm. The leaders of the ranking were early to go as second team. And in front of a Swedish crowd, Peder Fredriksson got the clear every team is looking for. And then chooses for the long four and gives him all the support in a very fast run. Yet Pierre Schwitzer and Courtney Cox had their first fault of the entire season to leave them on 4. At that point, the leading position. London Knights changed their game plan. And instead of going for fast clears, both riders approached round 1 with outside turns to reduce the risk and get the clears. Emily Moffitt did jump clear, but finished outside the time allowed by 1/100th of a second.
Oh, well, you can't get close to that, I'm afraid.
Teammate Ben Mayer stayed clean and just in time. The team went to lead, but that one time fault could hound them in round 2. Madrid in motion were on a roll with podiums in their home city and a win last week in Cannes. Eduardo Aznar felt the flow and added another clear for the team. Has he got the control to the last fence?
Yes.
He's got everything that it takes. Mark McCauley, on the other hand, got the team to join a growing group of 8 folders after 2 down. Home team Scandinavian Vikings were welcomed to the Stockholm stadium with a massive applause and great support from the fans. Swedish rider Evelina Tovek had led the team to numerous successes this season with strong clears, but today wasn't her day. Luckily, the experienced Norwegian Geir Gulliksen kept a cool head, maneuvering the Vikings into the same group of teams on 8. New York Empire have been on a roller coaster of emotions this season. 3 times they led after round 1, showing themselves as one of the most consistent teams. But as many times, the team was eliminated. And gets a short 5th stride and gets a clear. Scott Brash did what he does best, getting clears in and setting teammates up for double clears. New face on the squad, Daniel Blumen, brilliantly reproduced Brash's clear and launched the Empire again to the top spot. Malin Bayer-Johnson had proven to be a great signing for Berlin Eagles, and clearly she was motivated to bring out the best in Stockholm. Her loyal H&M Indiana jumped out of her skin to get a clear on the board and to maybe catch up with the leaders for double clear.
Keeps up an amazing record for that horse. It is clear. H&M Indiana, Malin Bayer-Johnson on the 0 score. Will hand over to Lorenzo De Luca.
But it wasn't to be, with Lorenzo De Luca and Ensor having a fence down. Still, the team sat on a competitive score of 4. This is the overnight ranking after round 1. The lead once again for New York Empire, closely followed by London Knights with only 1 point difference. The ranking leaders sat in 3rd on the same score as Berlin Eagles in 4th. The big group of teams on 8 consisted of teams like Cannes Stars, Valkenswaard United, Miami Celtics and the home team Scandinavian Vikings. Let's see how the second round of the Global Champions League in Stockholm played out.
And it's the home team, the Scandinavian Vikings. Norway and Sweden teaming up. Well, could this be a Norse nightmare for the rest? Sweden with Evelina Tovek and Dalila de la Pomme.
Then there's a first one down for Evelina Tovek, now on 12 the Vikings. Two left to jump, the combination. And then Norvik and Oxer. Oh, a strong rub. Oh, and that one is down. And now it is a score of 16 for the Vikings. And we're looking at times from now on. Evelina Tovek. It was 8 yesterday for her, 8 again today.
She's Geir Gulliksen. We've seen the Swedish element, now the Norwegian.
Quattro himself. Oh, and it's gone. Yep, it's gone, and they are on a score of 20. And now over the last, and he keeps the team on a score of 20.
Cian O'Connor and PSG final, this 9-year-old that's joined his team this season.
Right hand turn to AJ. Unclear, that's what Valkenswaard United need. First combination, second part of the combination is down. Team now to 12. Landed far behind the Oxer, and Cian brings PSG final home on a score of 4.
O'Connor hands over to the tall Dutchman, who makes a horse change from Queensland E on day 1. Had just the 4 faults there to Lionel D, this 10-year-old by Little Joe.
United now on 12. United still on 12. And Schuttert coming home for Noorwegen for the last fence for the lead in round 2. And he's got it. Yes, he brings the clear that they were looking for. And Valkenswaard United goes to the top spot.
Madrid in motion, and it is Mark Macaulay now, and Giasco van der Bischopt. Madrid in motion with that win last week and can move them up to 4th place in the championship race. That was when the Van der Vleutens were on 4.
A double clear means the lead. A rail is acceptable, but then they need to be quick. Madrid in motion. On a good vibe. Perfect distance into the first combination, or the last at least, and now heading for the last fence. Madrid in motion for the first of maybe 2 clears, and Macaulay gets it in 79.64.
Easily gives a clear to the team, and their teammate Michael G. Duffy gives a worthy round of applause alongside Carl Hanley. Eduardo Alvarez Aznar brings the Spanish flavour to the Madrid team, and it's the 30-year-old Serrengas. Jumped clear yesterday. He's jumped 3 clears out of 5 appearances so far for the team.
A little bit fighting against his hand in the Hackamore. Serrengat, the former Cian O'Connor and Ger Gulliksen ride. Serrengat by Chef Rouge and Willem Tell. Aznar again in the 2nd position as last to go for the team. He was in the same position in Prague at the playoffs, where he gave them the big win in the Super Cup. Ooh, strong touch on the back rail, big rub on the top rail, but still unclear. And Aznar could put Madrid in motion on the podium with a double clear.
Certainly could. It is the double clear for them, and a really good performance from 2 solid riders, Mark Macaulay and Eduardo Alvarez Aznar. They fell back a little with the 8 yesterday, but it's a score of 8 in there from Mark Macaulay on day 1. 3 clears otherwise made up for the score for the rest of the team, and they move ahead. Madrid in motion. The Monaco Aces on a score of 8, and Jos Valoy comes in for them this time. They made changes here, a lot of changes within the Monaco Aces squad here for the team that were 5th overnight, well, 5th overnight and 5th in the championship at the moment. Valoy coming on Caracas, and he replaced Marlon Zanatelli. Jerome Guéry stays on the team, but he makes a horse change, so it's all shuffle around for the Aces.
And that one is down, and the Aces are on 12. Valoy with an early fault on fence 3 of Fabergé. Big rattle. Back bar, Global Champions League. Valoy, 3 fences to go. Big jump, big distance to the vertical. Gives him room. Gets the same room here. Last fence now coming up. On an average time, let's say, and Valoy is home with 4:77.07. The team now on 12.
Certainly are, and well, that will obviously put them behind Madrid in motion, who are completed on the 8, so 12 in total. Jos Valoy there putting in just the 4 faults with Caracas. Will hand over to Jerome Guéry. The Stones, I can't get no satisfaction. Well, will we get full satisfaction with Jerome Guerry and his round here? First time he's used this horse, Kelstar de Vampon.
AJ. Oh well, ooh, that feels like a little bit flat, but then good recovery. Great backing away from that last vertical from Kelstar. And Guerry for clear, and the time is 1:56.19. That puts them, just, oh look at that. It is, what is it, half a second faster than Valkenswaard United. Small margins, but second place now for the Aces.
Yep, it is 1:56.19 against 1:56.77. And Madrid in Motion will keep the lead, but clear there from Jerome Guerry. A little satisfaction there. Berlin Eagles, though, all eyes are going to be on their first rider, Malin Baard-Jonsson, the fantastic Swede superstar with H&M Indiana. Teams up with Ludger Beerbaum, a man who won medals here back in 1990 at the World Championships. But with this horse, a tremendous record. Has jumped 9 times, 8 times the clear, and the only other time was just on 4 faults. This is a superstar of an 11-year-old mare that she rode to World Championship team success last year, finishing in silver, jumping off for the gold.
H&M Indiana. Oh, little stumble. Oh, and then she gets a flyer over the Stockholm City oxen. Now she recovers. Now she regroups and reorganizes. It's tight in here. Gets a nice deep stride. Good riding from Malin Baard-Jonsson. Just clears the back rail. Double of verticals. Oh, great jumping from the mare. Plug your ears, Steve, because if she goes clear, it's going to be an explosion of sound once again here in the Stockholm Olympic Stadium. She's got 1 fence left to jump, and she's quick as well. Malin Baard-Jonsson. Clear.
All the way, all the way. Wow. That horse, that rider are just at the top of the tree at the moment, and in the GCL have to be the star riders of the season. A worthy round of applause from Lorenzo De Luca, teammate for the Berlin Eagles, and she will put herself into the Grand Prix. She goes individually into 7th place, and they keep up that record. There were podium finishes in Miami. The applause goes on well after the music finishes, but the beaming smile carries on right across the face of the Swede. Malin Baard-Jonsson is right at the top of her game at the moment and produces the clear for the Berlin Eagles. Ludger Beerbaum to pick things up, the 4-time Olympic gold medalist here in this stadium back in 1990. Casello, a Grand Prix winning horse for him.
Malin was quick too. She gave him the perfect assist, both with the clear and with the time. Oh, and that one is gone. So now the Eagles are on the same score as Madrid in Motion. They were home in 1:59.44. The challenge from now on for Ludger Beerbaum, but like I said, Malin was fast, so Ludger has got a massive margin. 1 left to jump for Ludger Beerbaum in the Olympic Stadium for the top spot. Come on, Ludger.
1:59.44 to beat. They'll do that easily.
Yeah,
finishes on 1:53.07. And so the Berlin Eagles will finish ahead of Madrid in Motion. It is a well-deserved round of applause. Beerbaum under pressure. Peder Fredriksson for the Shanghai Swans, the number 1 team in the championship so far. 3rd overnight.
Long double. And the last fence coming up for Peder Fredriksson to keep Shanghai Swans ahead of the field, and it does so.
Oh, the place erupts. Clear 71.76, clear for the Shanghai Swans. Schwitzer then, Courtney Cox, part of the winning team with Daniel Deusser in Doha. has a really good record with this horse, has jumped 4 clears out of 7. This for the lead. Schwitzer in a naturally fast pace with this horse.
Oh, gone.
No.
So that is 8. That is the same score as the Eagles.
Yeah.
But
Eagles,
luckily,
153.07.
Oh, another one. No, they're on 12 now. So it is Eagles on 1, in motion, but in motion on 2, and now it's about the 12 of Monaco Aces. That's 156.19.
So Eagles move ahead
for
the home crowd
one.
with Marlon Bard-Janssen on
Now
that
it's
team.
16.
Now they're keen on that because that will be a podium finish regardless.
Yeah.
And so 16 after a score of 12 there for Piers Schwitzer. Oh, Piers.
Yeah.
Bierbaum held up against the pressure. Schwitzer, I'm afraid, crumbled back a little. Finishes on a total of 12. And so a team score, and the Shanghai Swans drop down to 5th place on an overall score of 16. And as I say, Berlin Eagles will see Marlon Bard-Janssen on the podium regardless, alongside Ludger Bierbaum. And of course from day 1, Lorenzo De Luca, because there's just 2 teams left to go. London Knights, Emily Moffitt, Ben Mayer on a score of 1. Then the New York Empire. London Knights last year's champions, 6 in the championship so far this year. Emily, who jumped round for just 1 time fault on day 1 yesterday, jumped round for 5 in Doha on Winning Good, and then Ben Mayer and Concona. The 20-year-old into action, the young rider for the squad.
Emily Moffitt now takes her time, goes a little bit wider than the others to AJ. But that's a big jump. And another one. Does that launch her too deep? Oh, no. Good recovery. Here comes the last fence, Norwegian. For clear, the time is good for Emily Moffitt. She is slow, but good.
Lovely round.
Yeah, got it.
Very good round from Emily Moffitt. It is clear, and continues to build in confidence for her after a good run down in Spain. Several solid performances now for the team. Winning Good could be doing exactly that this afternoon. Clear for the London Knights. They're carrying that 1 through from day 1, as opposed to being on that clean sheet of the Empire squad. Ben, as we know, is a go-to man for this type of competition. Has jumped 8 clears out of 10 so far this season on this 9-year-old for Jane Clark. Concona jumped clear on day 1. Clear or 4 for the lead at the moment.
Talking about pressure. And we're not talking yet about New York Empire. The pressure on the shoulders now of Ben Mayer. Little rub on 6. Outside turn. No risk. No desire to be quick. Just clean. The mare, the young mare, the tail loose, jumping all through her body. London Knights with 1 single time fault standing on the board. And Ben Mayer and Concona, 2 fences left to jump. First the double, and then a left turn to Norwegian to put the team all the way on top. Right up there where they belong as leaders in round 2. Can he do it? Yes, he can.
Yes, he does. Cometh the hour, cometh the man once again. And Mayer, the maestro, produces the clear. It is just 1 that they finish on for the London Knights. And they will take the lead with 1 team to come. Whatever happens again, they're going to be on the podium as well. Daniel Blumen, Entano, Scott Brash, hello Mr. President. Both have made a horse change. No errors allowed.
Blumen, remarkably the change from Con Concreto, Sanchalasila to this Entano. Now sets him up. Shapes over both elements in the combination. Takes his time, steers wide to the outside. for the double of uprights. The sun comes out and it is down, and the London Knights win again.
Second win of the season for the champions
And
last
another
year,
one.
and a second
Oh.
fence, which means they now go into the pack with the Eagles and Madrid in motion. It's going to come down to time.
And
no, it's not.
They're off the podium, Steve. They're off the podium. They're gone.
New York Empire, I'm afraid, again.
The disappointment.
4 pole positions, 4 non-conversions. 12 it is, 80.42. They will go down to 4th place. London Knights, as you say, will get the win. Berlin Eagles will finish 2nd. Madrid in motion 3rd. New York Empire, disappointing finish. And I'm afraid we've said that several times this season. It hasn't come from any particular direction. It's come across all elements of the team, and a shake of the head from Daniel Blumen on his first appearance. Total of 12. And still with Brash to come. Looks as though he's going to put a very solid round together. Just 1 fence left to go for Brash. Unfortunately, the side let down by their opening rider. It's clear 76.95. Individually, it'll put him into 10th place. We'll see Scott Brash later on. New York Empire will go into 6th place. Wonderful arena, wonderful atmosphere, and what a competition. London Knights win it on the 1. 7 points ahead of the Berlin Eagles and Madrid in motion. That means Malin Bayern Janssen will be up there on the podium. That's good news as well. Madrid in motion, after a win in Cannes, will finish in 3rd. Another podium finisher for them. That will maybe change the championship around, we'll see. Monaco Aces 4th, Valkenswaard United 5th, 6th, 7th down there to Shanghai Swans, Cannes Stars. But it's a win for the London Knights, and we get set to go and catch up with our winning team after a superb performance between Moffitt and Mayer.
How tough was it to recover from that one typhoon from yesterday? Because we all saw this disappointment yesterday. How tough was it to get mentally back in the game?
Well, I think I just forgot about it, put it in the back of my head and rode like it didn't happen, and it ended up paying off, so.
It was also the perfect setup, the perfect assist for this man to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I figured I could help him out once in a while.
Ben Mayer, from your turn, Concona, how old is she now? 9 years old. It's jumping double clear here over 2 rounds. What a fantastic mare.
Absolutely. Concona's been with us for the last few years, and the first few shows at this kind of level, but she's really showing the potential she has in different styles of arenas, Hamburg and then here. A little bit of pressure on her today as well, and obviously she feels that coming from me, but Emily did an excellent job today, making my life a little easier, and it's been a difficult ring to ride in here, and definitely a new venue, but definitely one of my favourites so far, actually.
Let's see how the championship race changes around. Shanghai Swans keep the lead by 12 from Miami Celtics. Madrid in motion into 3rd. London Knights have moved up a couple of places. They go into 4th place. They are clawing it way back. Saint-Tropez Pirates are on the same score in 5th on 142. Monaco Aces drop back into 6th place. Berlin Eagles, 7th spot for them at the moment. Scandinavian Vikings, they've moved up 2 places actually. And after 10th place coming in here, move into the same position they were pretty well this time last year in 8th place, so despite all that, helped them along. Paris Panthers 9th, say a similar spot. Hamburg Giants 10th, Prague Lions roundabout. New York Empire same spot on 12th place. Valkenswaard United, all of those staying pretty well level. The changes have really come at the top end of the table.
After a wonderful weekend in Stockholm, it is Cascais that the league now heads for. It will be the 9th stage of the season down in Portugal when the league meets its midway point.